Hello everyone, it is Justice, and today I'm going to be doing a flip through of my very first month in my very first Hobonichi. I always kind of wonder what to say in flip through videos because in my head there's not really a way where you can kind of summarize an entire month worth of things within about 5 minutes. So I'm kind of just going to go over some basic things. So for that page that I just moved over to, where it's kind of like the months on the page and it had some highlights on it, my original plan was to do a mood tracker on there. I don't think that that's something that I'm able to actually keep up with and do. It lasted for all of about 1 week and then kind of died off, so I think that mood tracking just isn't something that is for me. And then the page after that, where it's kind of like the entire year written out on 2 page spreads. I think it's like a future planning page. I am using that as an index, and it's something where I'm kind of just going in whenever I feel like it to index things. I don't need to actually reference it as an index or anything like that. I'm just going to kind of use it for fun. And then we have my weekly pages where I started off color blocking, and then I moved into color blocking in a different way so that my pen smudged less. The ink that I'm using in all of this, by the way, is Noodler's Lexington Gray, and my highlighters are mild liners from Zebra. The pen that I started off using in the month of January is a Pilot Custom 823 for my regular writing, and a Pilot Falcon for all of my flex writing. I kind of started off this year thinking that I was just only going to do pen to paper, and that's it. I am really afraid of bulking up a Hobonichi, and so that's why it started off as just pen and paper. But of course, part of my journaling style is if I mess up, I kind of just cover it up, and so I'm not worried about it in that way. Well, as it turns out, I sure did mess up, and so I went ahead and started a kind of little baby collage page. And so after that, I had to revise my thought process on everything. And so I introduced washi stickers, and I kind of back-planned, quote-unquote back-planned, maybe back-decorated, and put some stickers down on previous pages. And I also decided that I was going to put in sprocket photos, because as bulky as sprocket photos are, I feel like having something custom is kind of worth it. I'm not going to use them all the time, every single day or anything like that, but I really like the idea of printing out the movies that we've watched or the comics that I'm reading right now, because that's really special to me. And so you'll see that I've started printing out Soul, Star Wars, and then later on we'll get to one of my favorite page spreads so far, which is the webtoon comics that I'm reading right now. And that's kind of how it's happening there. I am having a lot more fun having some small decorations than I was just doing just straight pen paper planning. And that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it, but I, one, have grown accustomed to having some decorations, and two, I just really like having some type of backup plan to where if I do mess up, then I can just cover it up. Because me and whiteout don't really get along all too well. As much as I use my tape runner, like my actual tape runner, I cannot use the whiteout tape runners to save my life. I don't understand how people can just do it so crisply. All of mine just turn out lumpy and weird, and then there's one spot on the tape roll where it kind of gets stuck and I can't get the tape off of it anymore. And so I just cannot, for the life of me, make things pretty when they come from a tape runner. And so I'm fine with it. I'm at peace with it. My actual planner, it's a little bit less, it's less flat, but I also think that part of that is because I did test out some ink washes on the pages. I used a bit more water than I ought to have, because there are 2 pages out of all of January that have crinkles, they're wrinkly, whenever you close the book and look at it, there's little spots where there's waves, and I'm not all too fond of that. but I'm thinking that over time it will slowly go away. During my first few ink wash pages, it went away just fine because I did heavy ink in just a few spots rather than a full wash. So I'm thinking that's just what I need to do moving forward. Anyway, January has been full of experimentation and kind of trying to figure out where I want to be as far as me being a Hobonichi journaler. So I'm kind of excited to see how February goes. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe and join me for some more. I hope to see you again soon.